Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton Daily Live. We're just going to have a general look at the Premier League. It is back tomorrow. It starts. Everton, of course, don't play till Monday night. But the champions kick us off tomorrow night at home to a decimated Bournemouth. Well, the defence is decimated. From last season, 4 of the back 5 have gone in the summer. So we'll have to see how they do. Liverpool have obviously strengthened just a little bit, and I hope them to strengthen a bit more. Mark Gay looking like he's going to go there. Isaac, who knows what'll happen with that one.
Cool.
Can't see any. I mean, it's Liverpool and Man City, the title, of course.
Isn't it weird though, right? Just like absolutely nobody's talking about Chelsea, are they? Like absolutely nobody. Like all that money they spent winning the big plate in Trumpy's big plate in the States. Like nobody's even.
Dewsbury always left them.
Maybe that could be correct. But like nobody's even saying like anything about them winning the league. I don't know whether that's hangover or
they haven't got a goalie. They've got good enough goalkeeper.
I mean, they've got
8 and none of them are good enough.
Yeah.
If they buy Donnarumma, they've got a chance. I'm still not sure about the strike. I mean, João Pedro's the lad. He's all right. If they keep Jackson as well, although I don't know whether they will, then maybe they'll have, across those 3, they'll have enough goals. They've got loads of great, like really, really promising players, really good players, but goalkeeper's not good enough. They get Donnarumma.
Still think people would be talking about them not winning.
Well, they should be. They spent 3 billion or something in the last 18 months or whatever it is, or 2.5 billion.
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it?
That might benefit them though, because there's no sort of expectation on them. It could benefit them that just go about your job, get the wins and start racking it up. Obviously all the pressure's on Liverpool, current champions. It always is when you win it. Everyone spent crazy money this summer. So we'll see what they do. City have bought some good players, but have they done enough? Time will tell. They still want 4 more apparently, but they don't seem to be. I don't know. They are moving people out though, and there's a lot of people think Rodrigo will happen from Real Madrid if Savinho goes off to Spurs as well. And obviously Jack Grealish has joined Everton, so there's room wide for them. Marmoushel, he's in, so we think he'll do better this season. Done all right for them last season. Haaland, so City, if they get it, keep Rodri fit and stuff, then they'll have a big say in the league as well. But
goals, innit?
We'll see.
Goals for them, I think. Where they come from, it's going to be the big thing.
Question marks over Liverpool's defence, of course, getting a bit older. Gay, does he massively improve them? We'll see. But
talk is he's not coming though, isn't the talk that they're going to wait for the following year?
There's a lot of Chelsea want him as well, apparently, and there's other clubs. But that's Liverpool also trying to bring Giovanni and Andy from Italy, the young lad. So we'll see. But offensively, they're brilliant, aren't they? Kirkes is really good signing for them. Waits, really good player. Frimpong on the other side. They've bought well. So you're looking at them. Like I say, I can't look past them or City, which is mad because Arsenal had got themselves into that position of being so close. They almost felt like if City were going to have a drop-off season, they were the ones who were going to win it. And yet,
no,
they didn't buy the goals last season. Liverpool blitzed it. Arsenal was still right in the hunt at Christmas and should have gone and bought goals in January and didn't. Have they done enough in just bringing in Victor Gyökeres?
Well, they bought the other kid in as well, haven't they, from Chelsea?
Yeah, but you're wide player.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's...
And they still want Eze, but I don't know whether that'll happen. But
no,
through the middle, Gyökeres or Kai Havertz. They have Mikel Merino.
No.
Who's a midfield player.
How long's... Is Gabriel still injured?
Don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, they're a weird one, aren't they? They're a weird one, Arsenal. I don't know what to make of them. I don't know how it'll all come together. A lot of it, everything's on Gyökeres' shoulders now to score the goals. So Yeah, they seem to be slipping rather than improving. Seems to be falling behind teams rather than catching up.
They've bought relatively well. So, I mean, Zubamendi's a good signing, I think. I think he's, very much Mikel Arteta type player. Gyökeres, don't know, do we? He was been away for 2 years. 2 years ago, nobody wanted to take the chance on him. Nobody. At 19 million.
Yeah.
No one wants to pay it. He's gone away and he's obviously cost them 70-odd million. I thought they'd get another one.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have two. I'm still, and again, people will raise the eyebrow, but I'm still surprised he never took Calvert-Lewin as just a backup squad filler to play through the middle, because Havertz more of a lad breaking deep into the box. I think he's better that way.
I don't know if they've got enough dynamic players. Like just enough. He's got Saka, obviously.
Saka, Madueke's good.
I don't know if Martinelli's like top tier.
No.
Well, he's not top tier. I just don't know. Don't know.
That's why they want Eze, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If they get Eze, he's another really good player. It makes them better. It's the striker really through the middle. Still got Gabriel Jesus, haven't he?
Yeah.
But he's never fit, is he? For him? Oh, okay. Right.
For Gabriel?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, sorry, Jesus.
Not
What about Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Because he had a bad injury, didn't he? I've not really been paying attention to Arsenal's pre-season, I must admit.
Yeah.
Because it was his knee, wasn't it?
I thought it was just concerns over his knee. I don't think he didn't do like an ACL, I don't think, or nothing like that.
Well, James will find out.
James is for all the Arsenal news.
Yeah.
No, but I look at them and just think goals, which were key last season. There were some games that they just couldn't. I think they took the lead in 20 games last season.
Yeah.
And there was, I think they dropped 21 points from winning positions.
When I don't think there's a thing with Arsenal of like, I don't know if there's an aura around them. I think with Liverpool and Manchester City, well, it dropped off with Manchester City last year, but
can come back.
There's an aura, isn't it, around those teams of
Gabriel's back.
Is he back? Yeah. There's an aura around those teams of like you're hanging on, or even if you go 1-0 up, you can almost feel the inevitability of what's coming. And I just don't see that with Arsenal.
But that only come back for Liverpool midway through last season. But it's there now.
It's there. They've drilled it into the ground.
Yeah. No, but that's them, isn't it? That's the fans.
Whereas Arsenal, I just don't think that's there. I think people go there and feel like, oh no, it's all right. We just stay in the game. Stay in the game.
Yeah. Got it.
And we showed that against them twice last season.
I think it's goals. I think if you can't kill teams off, that's where Liverpool have done really well. They've got so many goals. Where City dominated for years because they had goal, like the wingers, Sterling and Riyad Mahrez, Leroy Sané, Ferran Torres, Jack Grealish for a time. All of these, like Phil Foden, all of these players were getting goals. They had Haaland through the middle of the strike. Liverpool have had it. Arsenal, they really had it. Saka's the best.
But they haven't built on what they've got, have they? They've almost just kept what they've got, and it's.
And that's where it's interesting for Chelsea because you had Cole Palmer, who the season before was incredible. Didn't have as good a season last season, but was still good. He's brilliant in the Club World Cup, wasn't he?
Pulled it out when it mattered.
And that might have simply just been second season sort of syndrome for Cole Palmer, where people sort of work out what you're going to do and then you have to come again and the real top players come back, and I'm sure he will do. They've got, Pedro Neto. Does he get enough goals? We'll see. But João Pedro, I think, is a great signing for them. Delap will be ready to mix it, be rough and ready off the bench and getting involved in scraps. See what happens with Nicholas Jackson. But there's so many with Chelsea, so many options that you like Nkunku, what's going to happen with him? He's a good attacking midfield player. He got a goal in him. Someone going to take him, and Chelsea going to try and use him. So, I mean, losing Colwell is a big blow for them. Left-sided centre-back and a good player. Losing him, I think, is a blow. So I think for them, although they'll be obviously Champions League contenders, I still think they need a goalkeeper, and quite possibly now they need another centre back.
Yeah. Donnarumma will they be alerted, I imagine, by Donnarumma, won't he?
It'd make a massive difference to them, wouldn't it? You know, I don't know what's going on at PSG.
Well,
I really
just
don't.
Style, he said.
Is it
They've just said the style. Said he doesn't suit the style anymore. They want to play. They want to be quicker, faster out the back, and his passing isn't good enough.
Well, maybe Chelsea won't take that then, but I still think your biggest thing for a goalkeeper is can he keep the ball up the net? And he's a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And that would help them massively, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Watched Spurs last night. I watched a bit of Spurs last night, playing in the Super Cup. Very different style of football to what I've seen Spurs play. Very direct and trying to get throw-ins and corners.
Do you think that was just because of who they were playing?
Possibly.
Because they're playing the best, aren't they?
Possibly.
They've gone in there open.
They got themselves 2-0 up, and then obviously PSG made a few changes, and then they came back inevitably, really, in the game.
I don't know, for a long time it didn't seem inevitable. They didn't have a shot on target for ages,
the
did
minute they made the changes.
Yeah,
they
that's
destroyed them. And in fact, there was an absolutely unbelievable challenge in the last minute that stopped them winning it. It was a great move and put them through. Lad took a touch and got to tap it in, and someone put the foot. It was an amazing tackle. Otherwise, they'd have lost. They'd have gone full Spursy. They did lose on penalties, but Thomas Frank got a good manager.
Yeah.
He's a manager who looks for fine margins, isn't he? And it will be corners and set pieces will be important to them this season. I don't think they'll play as high up the pitch as what they did, which I think will actually suit them. I think it'll suit Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Not having to do 80-yard sprints to recover.
Could help.
Might actually be able to keep him on the pitch a little bit longer.
Could help.
But I don't think they're probably finished in the market side of Tottenham. They do have some really good players. So if he sort of gets it right, you'd expect them to be right in the race for that Champions League place, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But they've got Champions League football.
I know.
So it's interesting how they balance it.
That'll be the key. Will be how they balance that, the two of them, and obviously Thomas Frank. I know he's a good manager.
It's 10 games, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's 10 games guaranteed, pretty much.
Just going down where the team's finished. Newcastle seems, I don't know what's going on up there. Seems a mess, really.
How much is that because Paul Mitchell left? Is Paul Mitchell?
No, Mitchell's there, isn't he?
So, I thought he was on.
Is he gone now? Because he's the one who caused a lot of. You see, the big issue I got told by Joe, the Newcastle fan, who was on the overlap last week. It's the crack started appearing big time, and Amanda Staveley and the other fella left.
Paul Vacuum.
And they feel like, or he was saying, they feel like there's been a real sort of sea change in the ownership, as if the desire's not there anymore, and this has been played out with Isaac, not giving him the contract he deserved or whatever, which is why he wants to go now. And they've lost a lot of targets this summer now. Of course, that can change with a couple of signings and a good start. Of course it can. But Anthony Gordon's playing up front this weekend, the opener, because Isaac's not there, so it's going to be...
How many have bought? They bought Alanga, didn't he?
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, but you
Ramsey's looking like it. Ramsey's looking like it could be done, isn't it? So
unless Bailey sold first,
yeah,
and then they keep
linked to Roman, isn't he?
Yeah. So it would seem they're having, because Villa are in a similar boat, aren't they? Villa are having to sell.
But Isaac apparently told Newcastle last year that last season was going to be his last season,
because he wouldn't give him the contract he wanted, apparently.
So, and they haven't sort of...
that's what I mean.
They haven't played their part. So, I know a player shouldn't be dictating that kind of stuff, but seems to be some stuff going on, doesn't it? And they're not getting the players they want in. So, but again, they've got Champions League. So it's, for all the doom and gloom, you know, they've got a great...
It's about momentum.
No, I know, but they're going in the Champions League. That's the thing, isn't it? So it's the momentum might be, but they're still in the Champions League.
Yeah,
They're still got that level of football.
They've still got some really good players as well. It's just can they keep that forward momentum going? It's difficult, isn't it? So we'll see, but they've still got really good players. It's just for them, they would have liked the smoother. You see, it's easy looking from the outside, isn't it? And it's easy to say, but if he's sort of, if Isaac said in September, October, when he didn't get the new contract that he wanted, that it's going to be my last season, you would have thought they'd make one or two decisions. Either offer him 300 odd grand a week,
the money.
Offer him big money and go, even if it means having to sell one of your players. If he's the crown jewel, then you offer him the contract.
Yeah.
And he probably would have been happy to sign it and stay.
Especially with...
And obviously getting in the Championship.
Especially with the owners and
of course,
what it all means.
But if they get to sort of April, May, and apparently he said after the Everton game, he told them he was done. So if that's the situation,
he's watched us.
You've watched, well, exactly. And you've got people like Liverpool and Arsenal who apparently were interested at the time. You say to those two teams, he's available for this price, and you've got a deadline. Give them that deadline. I don't know. Maybe within that financial year, it was never going to be before the end of June. But sort of like, I don't know, 10th of July or something. If you want to buy him, that's the price, and we will sell him. Minimum fuss, that's the thing. And that then gives Newcastle a firepower and time to be able to go and grab other players.
Is that not what they've done, though?
No.
Haven't they done apparently that they want 150?
No, they've said 150 because he's backed them into a corner.
I know, but I still feel like they've stuck to like the word with it, haven't they?
It's the 14th of August.
I know, but they haven't sold them because they're sticking to the price.
Well, now they've got to. You see, if it was me now and I'm in charge of Newcastle, he's not going no matter what. Even if Liverpool offer 200 million, he ain't going because I ain't got enough time to rebuild this. It starts at the weekend, so it's a no because again, for them, a big powerful ownership, and they come in making all sorts of noises, and a lot of it was, of course, you have to say when you take over. A lot of people poured water on it straight away of what they were going to do. Simply because what he was saying, it's not that easy to do. It's not. I think if they'd have come in 12 years ago, they could have blitzed it, really. They could have had a few goes at spending money and getting it wrong and I just don't think you can do it anymore. It's a slow process. But they'll still be proud. And if Newcastle are trying to build a perception that they are trying to keep themselves in that Champions League bracket year after year, they can't be seen to be weak. And now if they back down and sell them with this limited amount of time, they look weak. In fact, they look like they're now on the downward spiral because he's the kingpin still. And they'll have been sort of bent over here. If Liverpool come and take him with 2 weeks to go with the window, it's a terrible no matter what they do, it's a terrible message because everyone they're going to try and get now will almost be secondary to what they could have done 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Scrambling around.
They could have really reconstructed their front line or got a couple of 2 or 3 good. Who knows? They might have got Victor Gyökeres a few weeks ago, mightn't they? Or
they tried to get Ekatike, didn't they?
They did, and really, maybe what they should have done was just got that done very quickly, tied that up really quickly, and then if Isaac was going to do what he's done, they could have kicked him out then and gone, he's unprofessional, he's this, that and the other, off you go, we'll take the money. Now I think they're in a real hole now.
Yeah.
But I think what they need to do is dig their heels in and say, you're not going, mate. And you don't dictate to us, so you can sit in our reserves. If you're going to be unprofessional, not trained, sound, you're playing our under-21s or you won't play footy. Because you know what? Footballers very quickly, very quickly come back with the tail between the legs and go, I'm sorry, I acted wrongly. I'll give everything for the shirt and all that. And then Newcastle can integrate them back in, have a top player back in their team, and now do the forward planning. Right, who are we getting when we sell this kid? And really have that all sorts of planned out. We saw it with Lukaku, not quite the same, but we saw it with Lukaku. We didn't do our forward planning whatsoever with Romelu Lukaku. And in your mind, you think we can replace them goals by just getting this and this and this. Yeah. It's not that easy. And Everton have never replaced them. Dom's had 1 year and he still got less than what Lukaku. He got 9 goals in the Premier League, less than what Rom got. And that was his best ever season with unbelievable creativity. I mean, imagine putting Romelu Lukaku in that Everton side that had Richarlison, Luka Dean, James Rodriguez, you know, people like that. He'd have got 40 goals, maybe, or 35 goals, wouldn't he? So it's easier said than done, I think. It took Liverpool a few years when Suarez left to get to what they needed. So I think for Newcastle now, if I'm Newcastle, I'm saying you're not going for any amount of money because it's too late and you've behaved terribly towards our football club. But it's football money talk, so we'll see. Villa. What have you made of Villa? Because they're another one, aren't they? They're another great club, Villa. You know, big fan base, big following, similar size to Everton. Seem to do really well. And even though they've had the year in the Champions League, they should have really got in again. They blew it last day, but they seem, the perception now is that they've hit the glass ceiling.
But they have, haven't they? I mean, I know a lot of the summer's been spent redeveloping Villa Park. They also killed Ozzy Osbourne. Let's not forget that.
That's not factually correct.
Isn't it?
Absolutely it isn't. But
I'm not sure about that.
Why? Because he played the concert there. That doesn't mean like Villa.
10 days later, he's dead.
Villa can't take the blame for that.
Villa Park.
Allegedly.
The views of Peter McPartland.
That's left a sour taste, hasn't it?
Alex, sorry, not naive in this. I understand how football works, mate. There's no naivety here. Anyway, back to you. It's not when people say mad comments as if it's just naive to think like that. No, it isn't, mate. It's called deadlines. It's how you do business. Carry on. You didn't kill Villa.
To think that the Ozzy Osbourne thing wasn't the worst thing that got said. Villa,
nowhere near it.
Villa, yeah, they're struggling to. Have they bought anyone? I can't think.
They bought.
They didn't sell. I know that.
Get Asensio back.
Yeah, now.
Did they get him back?
They're trying.
No, they're trying to.
So that'll be a late one.
Oh my god. Gesand.
Yeah, have they got him now?
I think they have.
I thought they agreed a deal. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. 28 million. It rises to 20. Evan Gesand's good though. He's a good player. Yes, okay. He's a good player. They got Marco Bizzo from Brest and Yazan Oshkan from Kais.
And Digne signed a new contract.
The which?
Digne signed a new contract with them.
Did he, yeah?
Did he? You see, that's mad because they were talking about getting rid of him, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
But
no, I mean, listen, maybe Villa go again with...
They did buy Daniel Marlon in January.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And he'll be settled in now as well.
I think losing that spot on the last day, no one saw that coming. Everyone thought they were going to blitz Man United.
I did. I didn't see it coming. I thought they'd beat them. And they did get it. They got robbed, really.
Did they get robbed? They got robbed, massively robbed.
Terrible
disgusting. It's dead easy to go, oh, the lower expectation of the Europa League, blah, 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 but they will believe, they firmly believe they should win the Champions League, and they'll have been stopped from moving forward by not being in the Champions League, because everything is geared to be in the Champions League, and they are right on the edge. There's even talk, I think there was talk today, if Ramsey goes, there'll be no replacement for him. Yeah, financially, he has to fill the gap.
Playing on it. That's why they reckon Bailey will go to Roma to get that, because they're reluctant to sell Ramsey, aren't they? I think Everton inquired about him, Forest inquired about him, didn't he?
So, I don't know. I think they're a good side. They just lack something, obviously. And
got a great manager, haven't he?
They've got one of the best managers.
They have.
So
it'll be whether Gesand can hit the ground running, won't it? Really, You know, there was talk they were going to get rid of Watkins, but that hasn't happened, has it?
No.
So that's good for them. I don't know why they'd want to get rid of him, but if they're just thinking we're trying to flip it.
Dobbin hasn't started the game yet, and he hasn't been put out on loan yet.
No.
He could be the start.
I'll be honest.
Rashford replacement.
I don't think Lewis Dobbins Villa's
Could
sort
be the
of,
answer.
I don't think he's the answer to what Villa needs, but who knows? They've got Gessan, they've kept John McGinn. Everton were interested in him, Newcastle were interested in him, they kept him. They've still got Tielemans, Onana, really good in midfield. Rodgers, brilliant. I love Rodgers. I love Ramsey, to be fair. I think Ramsey's a really good player. I wouldn't be trying everything to keep him if I was them, but obviously Emery knows him better than me, so fair enough. We'll see. I think Daniel Marlon more settled though now.
Yeah, players take time, don't they? Slow start. But I like that. I thought he did really well in January, the way he bolstered the squad and brought those extra players in, and it just propelled them forward at the right time. They've got, like I said, the gap managers just knows exactly what he wants to do and how to do it. He's the Spanish Moyes, let's be honest. You know what I mean? He knows exactly what he's doing.
Sure, they'll be made up with that.
I'm sure he will. What about United? Because they are the big,
United.
Yeah.
What about? Well, they've totally revamped the front line, nearly, haven't they?
Yeah.
Mbumo, Cunha, and Sesko. So they've backed the manager heavily. They've spent how much have they spent? 200 million or something on that front line. Is it? Mbumo was 70? Was he 65 million? Cunha was 60, wasn't he? And Sesko was 80. So spent over 200 million just on the front.
Not how many cleaning women they're going to have to sack for that.
No one. You're not even getting soup in a roll now at Carrington after that, are you? You got downgraded from normal food to soup in a roll.
Garnacho walking over going, please, sir.
Would you have Garnacho at Everton?
No, I don't know.
It's fast. He's got a goal in him, and he can play on the right.
How much he'd cost and how much.
Well, the fee is 40 million apparently to get him out. I don't know what his wages are, but he's only a young lad.
Imagine his hair budget.
The hair budget might put us over the edge. See, they've got. I'm not advocating for him. Just saying he's definitely got something.
Yeah, he has got
hasn't
something.
he? And he's quick. They've also got Anthony, who has got something as well. He plays on the right. Done very well at Betis. But what I mean is those two players are just sat there and the Amorim doesn't want either of them. And they've got Jadon Sancho. They've got three players who all play on the right. But I'm not advocating Everton get any of them. But I'm just saying there's three. But I don't know with United, because I still, again, I come back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper for me.
They're bombing him, aren't they?
Well, he's injured anyway, isn't he? He got injured, didn't he? But they had, by injuries, he played against us. He had him in goal, didn't he? Tom Heaton's there. But they go for Donnarumma.
I'm surprised you, but
No, but he's a good goalie. Yeah. So instead of going, we want this keeper that can ping a pass 50 yards with his feet, get a goalie who saves shots. The ball. That might work.
It's revolutionary, like.
It's a bold strategy. Have a goalie that can keep goals out of his net. I look at the defence. I'm not convinced on Yoro. I think he's got potential, but I'm not sure he's where he needs to be. But he could prove me wrong this season. He could be outstanding this season for them. I like Dorgu, I must admit. Maguire's still there, isn't he? So fair play to him. Not sure with United. And he brought Casemiro on against us. And that tells you where they are, really, is it? In terms of the midfield. Do you like Kobbie Mainoo? Do you like him? He's strong enough in that middle. Fernandes is brilliant.
Trying to get Belieber, aren't they?
If they get Belieber, then I'll be a believer. That they can... that's terrible, I get it. That they can be pushing right back up there.
That was worse than the Aussie.
No, it was a bad one. No, it wasn't. It was a terrible attempt at a joke, but it wasn't as bad as what you said. No, he's done really well, hasn't he? Believe Brighton and we buy this player and we just get 100 million for him. they're good at that. But if they got him, he'd make a big difference in midfield for them. And then you'd look and go, well, all the parts are there, and the manager's really good, so can he put it all together? You know, people are going, oh, they've done this, they've done that. But it's, and I guess for them, Sesko will be the one. Does he settle? Can he do it in the Premier League? He's got all the tools, he's big and he's quick. We'll see. Done well last season, but Arsenal wanted him, didn't he? But wouldn't go that, again, which is weird. Wouldn't go the extra 3 or 4 million to get him, which is, I find mad.
You spoke about it before. If they offered Højlund on loan, would you take that? Even with Beto and Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want 3, but is he going to come from United on loan to Everton to not be guaranteed? I don't know. Moyes might look at him and go, well, he will be guaranteed at the start. Yeah. Because we'll try and integrate, like, you know, let Barry grow into it. Listen, Beto did brilliantly for us last season. And if you give him a certain type of chance, I think he'll score goals. But I listen to David Moyes, I'm just not convinced that he wouldn't let him go if he thought there was a better option. Would he score more than Rasmus Højlund in the season? That's the question. That's the question, isn't it?
It's the question. Don't know if I can answer it.
Højlund, I really liked Højlund. I think United have ruined him like they do with so many players.
He's the one they want to get rid of, isn't it?
Well, you said he can go on loan, haven't he? And he's only 22. He works hard. I do think he's got a goal in him. Problem for him was they took him into a club that didn't have a striker, paid a huge amount of money for him. So it all became on his shoulders, where if they would have had a more experienced striker and he could have integrated them, he might have settled a bit quicker. Yeah. But I get why people are looking and have reservations about him, but I still think there's a striker in there who could get goals.
You can flip that though, can't you, and go, he was given a brilliant opportunity.
No, there is that
to show himself.
Yeah. I just think the scrutiny at United is, you've got to hit the ground running, haven't you, really? Would he wouldn't be under the same scrutiny at Everton, would he? Not from he would be from our fans, of course, but not from everybody from the outside world.
No, not from the outside world. But
where United, everyone weighs in.
I think the inside world is bad enough.
No, listen, difficult. You'd have to come in and do it. But I don't know if Everton got a bid for Beto and then Moyes could get. It wouldn't surprise me if he sold Beto and took him. It wouldn't. And I'm one who's championed Beto, and I still think if you can get the ball ahead of him, he'll get you goals. And I thought he really improved second half of the season. But listening to Moyes' comments before the United game in America about him, and then on Saturday, didn't even start.
It's interesting.
Well, one is his striker and one isn't it? You know.
And Schmidt, I think he's going to go on loan. I don't know. It's a weird space, isn't it, for that? Because you'd think Beto would just be the double down on. And listen, Saturday against Roma might have just been to give Barry the longest minutes he's had, just to get him up to speed. Just his comments sometimes about Beto, you just think, doesn't look convinced, does he?
No.
So you just wonder if that opportunity arose for Højlund, whether Moyes, I don't know whether Moyes might look at Højlund and think, no, enough for me. But you just wonder if that opportunity arose, whether Moyes would take it and let Beto go. To risk, because he was our main top scorer as a striker. Obviously, Ndiaye got the most goals, but he was our main source of goals after Ndiaye, and it's a risk letting him go out the door, isn't it? But I don't know. Everything's to play for, isn't it, in this next sort of, 18 days to go? Anything could happen, couldn't it?
Absolutely.
What do you think about Bournemouth? Because obviously last season he was brilliant. The manager's really good. But 4 of the 5 that started regularly for them at the back have gone. Kepa's gone. Mark Travers has gone. That's the one that's going to kill them. And they've obviously lost Huijsen, they've lost Kerkez, Sabiani, Has he gone, Zabiani, or has
Yeah,
gone,
he's
gone,
into
hasn't he?
PSG.
So it's a whole sort of new back four for them.
Yeah.
I know they've
Both had him from Lille, haven't they?
they brought Truffert in, who Everton were linked with last January, actually. The left back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to lose your back four, I mean,
It's a tough one, isn't it?
tough that, innit? But
He's a good coach, though.
it's Bournemouth, innit?
They kept an attack though, which is good.
Yeah.
No, they have.
Which is
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the expectation?
Although Iwatara wants out, doesn't he?
Semenyo and then Clyburn.
Semenyo, excellent.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what are the expectations for Bournemouth? I think too many people last season sort of built them up past to what they actually are. And I think, listen, they've kept that attack together, and they've got, the defence is gone, new defence comes in. How quickly can they gel? That'll be tough, but if they're all good players, then it won't take too long. But again, it's that thing of like, this is what the coach, I think, he's been working with for most of his career, is knowing that he's going to lose players and have to rebuild and reinvest and all that kind of thing. And I think I don't know whether Bournemouth, you can say, well, till Bournemouth get a new ground or whatever, I don't think it's really going to make a difference. They don't have that.
Next, or yeah.
They're never going to be a big club. They don't have a catchment area. They can improve their ground to 20, 25,000.
That's what they're trying to do.
And that's what they're trying to do. But I don't think it's not going to move the needle too much.
No.
Because people will always see them as a jumping off point. They're never going to see them as a destination.
There's a lot of clubs
I
like
know.
that, don't it, isn't it?
Yeah. But the manager's doing brilliantly. Maybe his last season there as well, I'd suspect. Because he's top class. He is top class.
Oh, he's brilliant.
And someone will come in for him at the end of the season. Who that'll be, I don't know, but I'm sure they will. Man City might have an eye on him. Never know, because he is a really.
Is he that good? I really like him. I'm just
what I
saying,
would say
he
is
that
though,
good?
who else out there sort of suits their style and brand of football right now? That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah.
I don't see
Who
too
could come
many
and do it.
who could come into. I don't think Arteta could go into City.
Don't you?
Just in terms of like where he is. Whereas I could see them taking a chance on someone like him because it's just like give him the tools. People might disagree, but I really do rate him as a really good coach. Doesn't seem to flap at all. He just seems to just seems to take everything in his stride. So being
Fair play, yeah. I mean, he could easily go in and just. I didn't know whether it'd be good enough to do it. But
there's no one like Pep, is there? There's no one like Pep. There's no.
I do like Iriola though. I think he comes across. I think he just comes across like he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to get flustered. Knows what he wants. Got them playing brilliant football. So he's, he knows he could well go in. He could well go in there and take over from City if all the pieces are in place.
I think there's the
and he
style
plays
of
the
football.
style.
I think the style of. I think there's. Don't get me wrong. I think there's lots of good coaches out there. Just don't know whether the style of play fits as well.
Yeah. It's
And he's a good coach.
Oh, he's a great coach.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
Like he brings players in and makes them really, really good.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So, what about Oliver Glasner? Someone's just saying the Palace manager for the City job. He's done a good job.
He's done a good job,
I
but
don't
he's not
think.
City, not City.
I'll be honest. I've watched Glasner for a few years. Like, wondered whether he'd be good fit for Everton a few years ago, and he's done well at Palace. I just don't see him going in at City, where I just don't think even though he's done well up, and he's won them he's won 2 trophies, because I'm claiming the Charity Shield in '95. So there you go, as a major trophy. That's Mikel Arteta. I just wouldn't see him going into City and fitting exactly what they want. You never know.
No, I think
Because there isn't too many other ones around, is there, who are in that model?
No.
That are really outstanding ones. Otherwise, you're gambling. I mean, Iriola might be a bit of a gamble, but if the framework's in place and you can go in and do it and take over with much better players than what you've got, why wouldn't? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's like a group of clubs, isn't there now? I mean, Bournemouth are a good side, but obviously losing the players. Brentford, decent side, lost the
Well, what
manager.
do you think about Brentford then? 'Cause
I
we're
think they're
going-
in
we're going
trouble.
down the
I
league.
think they're in trouble.
do.
I don't know. I'm not going to go like, oh, they're relegation fodder, but losing a manager and losing your best player and losing your best midfielder and your
Probably gonna
other
lose.
attacker is just sitting off somewhere.
Well, if Wisser does go, and it feels like he's going to go, whether he ends up at Newcastle or somewhere else, and Spurs were linked again, weren't they? But that's an easy link, isn't it? Thomas Frank and all that. But if he does go, then they've lost 40 goals out of their team. That's huge. It's absolutely huge. And again, like, just to bore everyone again, because I said it before, if you think we can just compensate by doing this or this. It's really, really difficult. Now, they've got Thiago, the Brazilian lad who they bought last year, and he got injured and we didn't really see much of him. So if they can get him up and running, and I did think he looked decent before they got him. But I still look and think, they've lost Norgard, but Thomas Frank was their real driving force, and they've lost him. So to lose Mbumo, to lose Wisser, to lose Norgard, your captain, to lose your manager, that's a hell of a beating in one window, that. Isn't it? I know they've got Kelleher in, and he's a good goalkeeper, but it's a big ask, I think, for Brentford. I'm not saying they're going to go down and all that, I'm saying that, but
No.
I think it'll be a big sea change to what they're used to, because they've come up and been fun, haven't they? They've had a go, and they've got lots of goals, and they've given some teams are working over, and they've gone after teams. They'll be slightly different with Keith Andrews and all that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
See that thing about, I don't know if you just mentioned it and I just missed it, but Fabrizio tweeted that we signed that Gocha.
Ruben Gocha, yeah. But that has been done for it.
Yeah,
when did we reported that in June, didn't we? Or May?
Way before.
Before the end of the season, wasn't it?
Way before.
Yeah. So that's been going on, and I think that was just literally a compensation signing. So he's only a kid anyway, 16. Ruben Gocha, 16.
Get it out, James.
Centre back from Charlton Athletic, but it's been dragging on for ages. In fact, Paddy had it in the other week, didn't he? In the Athletic as well, saying they're just finalising the last bit of it. So
Born in 2009.
terrifying.
It's terrifying.
But he's got the thing, hasn't he? He's got him, and he obviously got John Dodds as well from Scotland, didn't he? So they're two young centre backs.
We're winning everything in 2035.
No, see, look, when Braden Graham as well. You're missing out. Don't sleep on Braden Graham. And Gocha.
That's when they all hit the peak, though.
The Dodds, Gocha and Graham partnership. Crimson, yeah, I like Beto, but I'm just saying it. When you listen to sort of the thingy. Alex, what are you... I don't know what you... What are you... What's that in relation to? Decent would have thought the fan news channel will pick this one up. Come on, fellas. What are you talking about? Is it Ruben Gocha? If it is, go back to our news in about April, mate, when we had it, if that's what you're talking about. And it was reported again in May and in June and in July, if that's what you're talking about. If there's something else we've missed, let us know.
We haven't missed anything else.
I know we haven't missed
We're having
anything.
a conversation anyway.
I know.
We're having a conversation about something.
Yeah. I think it's a bot, to be honest. 1878 EFC says, yeah, I think Pep has gone the same way as Mourinho. If he could lick himself, he would.
Oh, if I could lick him, I wouldn't. Just saying. I caveated it, didn't I? I asked myself the question and I was like, no, why would I do that?
Do you think people are sort of playing him down so much now? Pep, like, writing him off. Feels like I seen thingy the other day. Who was it? Oh, it was only Deep Marhaman, so basically,
Yeah,
it's basically some fella sat in the corner of a
ass.
pub, bladdered, 90-year-old, who, but he was like, he'll never win a major trophy ever again. He's finished.
I think
So
if you look at City's team, it looks probably stronger than ever now.
It'd be hilarious if they then went and won everything, wouldn't it?
What was he saying that in relation to?
I think I don't actually know. I just seen the thing, and I read the quote, and then I was just like, oh, I can't read anymore because you're just chatting utter nonsense. I think because they fell off last year and he couldn't get them going again, but they do have those off seasons.
He is a little bit, at times he is a little bit. He does. Me and Pep, I think we're kindred souls, and I'll say that because now and again he just says everything he thinks
without a filter.
Without a filter, and I wouldn't lick him. And I think when it got sort of bad last year, he had no way of like. He's got no like. He can't go to the media. And there's the mumble mode where he's just like, you know, you see him and he's just mumbling to himself. There's one where he just tells the world everything about everything, and like the one where he like grabs a player by the throat after he's at a boss game and tells him, well, maybe you should have used your left foot 14 more times or something. I mean, I don't know how he'd get on with Dwight, but he's willing to just put it all out there. And I think last year, I think it was a particularly bad year. I think we all know, like off the pitch, he obviously had a few problems as well. So
no, he did. Yeah.
So he's a workaholic. Clearly, he obviously puts
probably why his wife left them, but they're back now, aren't they? They're back together, I think.
Are they? Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure they're back together, mate. And then City started winning again. At the
back
end,
on loose women. So. He's just. He can rub people up the wrong way just because he is a perfectionist. He is a workaholic. There's a certain way about him. We only get to see one side of him. We maybe don't get to see another side of him. So I can understand why people think certain things of him. He's very stubborn. He's not willing to change.
No.
But then why would you when you've got that much success? Why would you change? He keeps... The thing about Pep Guardiola is he does keep changing. He's always tinkering with the game and everybody else just follows. And it is that classic thing of you've got to keep up with him. And you've seen that this summer. Liverpool have had to do what they've never done before, which is spend more money than the Catholic Church on footballers. And they've never done that before. And they've had to do that. Because the demands of...
They do spend money, there is a...
No, I know, but they've never spent money like this before.
No, this is crazy money.
No. The only time I would relatively say was Beardsley, Barnes and Aldridge. And that's because of us.
Oh.
And that was like that was like when they was like, we're going to need to blow these out the water.
And they only won 2 more leagues, didn't he? That was
so... He makes these changes. When people talk about things changing in football, it's because Pep Guardiola, rightly or wrongly, you know, let's see what he's got left in the tank.
Yeah, we'll see, won't we? Everton haven't bid for Toffee. That was a mad story. In fact, there's a sports witness report before coming out of Italy that said Everton aren't even interested in Artem Toffee, but they were used in that thing because he was linked with Leeds and West Ham. So they were trying to, I guess some journalists have come up with Everton buying him from Roma for this amount of money to try to bring the others into it. That was one thing. I seen this from Chisel, who's just been on holiday and come back from Orlando, so obviously it cost a lot of money, and then he went to match at the weekend. The club took 20 quid for him to go in the shop, just charge the card 20 quid straight away. So he's just saying, obviously, I can't do that every 2 weeks. Spent 50 quid outside on next to nothing.
No.
And then bought a slush and his daughter got it taken off her because you can't go in.
I think like we've had our say on this.
Oh, yeah.
We all continue to have our say on this. But going the match is very expensive, and it shouldn't become this thing of, well, you can afford to go to the match, so you can afford to spend money at the match. It should never become that. The world is a fucking expensive place, very expensive place, and people will have to make decisions, and you know, that things like that shop, right? Like nobody has explained what that shop's all about. Like people have gone, oh yeah, you just put your card on, you walk in and you get something, but no one explained to the fan. There was no video or anything explaining, which they should have been, and they should be in the next couple of weeks, of Someone putting you what you do, what happens, what you're doing there, how it takes your money, and what could happen. What is the process if it goes wrong? Like, these are things that really Everton and more the people who are running it, Amarach, should be detailing to the fan. I think that's really important. You know, I'm not like getting on my high horse here into anything. I'm just saying that's maybe a consideration the club should.
You getting on your low horse?
Would that be a pony?
Could be.
Pink pony club representing. Everton should just put a few little guides out to how these things work, maybe in a visual manner.
Maybe they will ahead of the
break. Maybe they will, and I hope they do, and I hope us saying this inspires them to do that, because I do think that it is very expensive, and when kids are there, it's going to get more expensive. And not explaining. I don't know if anyone's explained you can't take food and drink. I mean, listen. We're of the generation who people going to Chippy and just walking into the Gladys Street and eating the chips in the sea.
You can't take food or drinking.
You can't take food or drinking. So you didn't know that, did you?
Didn't know.
You didn't know. James, did you know that? No, I only knew it.
Scandalous.
I only knew it because I was told it by someone who'd seen someone stop that. You can't take food and drinking. So, of course, that straight away is stopping you from, like, listen, we're all of a generation where we've seen loads of people buy food outside and just walk in and sit down and eat it. That's all done. Well, of course, that in this day and age, that would seem like common sense. Most people would just go, well, of course you can't take food in. But not everybody knows that. So you might buy something outside and you not drink it or eat it, and next minute
I find that absolutely scandalous.
Yeah, and why? And you've got every right to. You've got every right to.
It's disgusting.
So you're going into an area where they have you and have your money. So therefore, make it a little bit easier. If you go in this shop and you put your card down, 20, like, what are they doing? Are they taking 20 quid off us? Like, when sometimes you go somewhere and they just take that, they just put a hold on a certain amount of money. Exactly. No one's explained it to us. So it's all these little things, 10 days ahead of the start of the season and our ground, which we really should know. Having no issue, thinking, you go to the game, you think, I want a pint. Okay, I want to buy a pint. I'm going to buy it there. I walk in. They've took 20 quid off me for a drink. It's only a holding thing. Well, when am I going to get the rest of that money back? You might have to pay a bill on the Monday morning. People have different. You can't. You can't, like.
It's not one thing.
Yeah, you can't throw everybody in the same thing, can you? No. You might go overdrawn, and then the bank are taking money off you on the Monday morning that you can't afford. Yeah. You've got to explain these things at least to people so they have choice. You've got to. Well, I will just say this. Bondi from the Winslow, he messaged before, and he said they're running a return shuttle bus service on the Winslow. So get in touch if you want to go to Winslow or want to go County Road and you want to get a shuttle bus to the ground and back. The Winslow are doing it from obviously next week. So go on their Facebook or whatever their socials are. If that's something you're looking to do, if that makes your life easier, makes it easy to get down there. I don't know if it's easier to get a bus to the Winslow and then get the Winslow's bus to the ground. If that's just one of those things, I think we'll keep talking about the ground. I think we'll keep talking about the little things because I think it's really important. I think there's no point drawing a line under it. If things come up, we got drawn at home last night. That might be an opportunity for a different set of fans who've been going so far to see the games. That might open it up. I don't know what the ticket prices are going to be, but that might open it up to younger fans like it would at Goodison. I don't know how they're going to do it. But again, you might get people going to that game who've never been to a game. I mean, I've been lucky. I've been to 3 test events. Baz has only been to his first one on Saturday. Once we go Sunday, that'll be a lot of people's first or second. The game in the Carabao Cup could be a lot of people's first opportunity to go. They don't know the ins and outs of what's going on in and around it. I think it's really important that Everton either educate the fan base or allow someone like us the information and the tools to educate the fan base. Because the prices are one thing, but if you walk into a shop in the ground and you are charged £20 for simply being in the shop, that really can't happen. That can't go on. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Gary Ward says, howdy. Steve P says we should be looking at Roger Fernandez from Braga, 19, very fast, left footer, plays on the right, 25 million. Also, Sindrawale Igeli from FC Norzealand, who's 19, wouldn't cost a lot. Needs to swerve that Premier League experience tax. Then there's players of the same profile, just as talented for half the price in Europe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jake says, do you think we'll have anyone in before Leeds?
No.
I don't. Certainly, I don't think we'll have anyone in to play against Leeds. Anything could happen. We could get someone. Although Tyler Dibling's training at Southampton this morning, so
yeah, he was always going to go back in, wasn't he?
Steve P says, Bazir on to Jean Mateo Bahoya from Frankfurt, 19, recorded as the fastest player in the Bundesliga. I didn't realise he was the fastest player in the Bundesliga. Therefore, he'll be crossed off our list if he can run that
too
quick.
Fast.
We don't want him. He's too quick. Liam says, so we've expedited the search for a right back, or do we go with Keane? Keane will be playing on Monday. Just put that in your head and let's move on. And then you chill. All these injuries for Jared are getting to be a concern, getting Ledley King vibes. Ned says, all right, boys, just a quick one. With my membership, can I please have the ads back and skip Fletch instead? Michael says, let's move on. Nothing short of a disgrace that we still have not got a right winger. And Rich Parry says, afternoon, lads. Did either of you hear what Jeff Stelling said yesterday? He said Evertonians' era of Goodison was 133 years of struggle. I was fuming and reminded him of our club honours and the mighty 1980s. Didn't hear that? No, that's an embarrassing. And I like Jeff Stelling, but that's an embarrassing take, isn't it? Mark Max has seen a couple of our ex-academy players getting transfers this summer. Ishii Smith and Broadhead. Were we wise enough to include sell-on fees?
Broadhead, apparently there is. Broadhead's also 26, isn't he?
27.
27. So, I mean, come on.
I think he's just talking about sell-on fees.
No, but he's been round the block a bit, hasn't he? Since I think there's one in Broadhead, though.
Blue Jay says, afternoon, lads. I'm fairly confident going in the Leeds game, despite the Branthwaite injury. I'm hoping that we'll be too strong for them, particularly in the forward line, after signing Dewsbury Hall and Grealish. Would either of you give credibility to those that say Branthwaite is becoming injury-prone? Not saying that I think this, but I've seen a few questioning his injury record. Okay.
Jared Branthwaite is injury-prone. He is injury-prone. He's had far too many injuries.
Seems to be the start of the season.
It's based on the fact that he's getting injuries when he's not had ample time to get it.
Rushing him back as well.
I wouldn't say rushing, because I'm not a doctor. Certainly not a doctor, am I? But there is a pattern. He's tall, right? Being tall, not him as tall as him. And at that age, I had a lot of troubles with my back, a lot of problems with my back. And I know a lot of people who were in the same boat. I would imagine, being a professional footballer, there's your hamstrings and all that kind of thing are gonna, there's so much, you're carrying so much weight as well. You're carrying that weight. You got a bit of pace, you're jumping. Yeah. If there's an underlying problem, then Everton have to get to the bottom of it. Maybe they don't feel like it's an underlying problem. Maybe they just feel like it's just, there's certain reasons, there's load, there's whatever it is. Everton just have to get to the bottom of it. But he finished the season injured. He's starting the season injured. He's had an injury already in pre-season. He started last season injured after having an operation. He is missing, or has missed since last summer, a lot of football. And Everton have got to decide whether they feel like it's just natural injuries, or there's a root of it, or it is just growing pains. As he gets bigger, as he gets stronger physically through development, they have to get to the bottom of it. But he has missed a lot of football, and it is slightly worrying, because he's a good player.
Great player. Yeah, it's a worry, isn't it? But obviously,
You can't dismiss it. You can't, like, no one can dismiss it. As I said, you need those two centre-backs to be available as much as possible.
Definitely. Mark Max says, Dewsbury Hall, first goal scorer on Monday. You heard it first. If Rich Parry's is looking at the team for Monday, do you think it's Keane at centre-back? Or O'Brien at centre-back with Garner at right-back? It'll be Keane, because if he plays Garner at right-back, he's having to move too many pieces, isn't he? He doesn't really like to do that, David Moyes. I think Mykolenko will play. I think he's got a chance of playing. So therefore, it's just one change, isn't it? It's just Keane in for Branthwaite. And then in midfield, because he'll what in Jai, I imagine he'll play on the right wing. Grealish will be on the left, and then I think he'll have Dewsbury Hall, James Garner, and Idrissa in midfield. And therefore, moving James Garner out of midfield to put him right back, then who plays in midfield? You're not going to go with Irabunu, is he? He's not. Harrison Armstrong's had a thigh injury, so he can't play. So then you're scrapping around. Is it Alcaraz coming in? Will he sitting there? I just think it'll be Keane at centre back, because it's the path to least resistance for him. Ethan says Daily Record reports Everton pursuing a move for Bendo. But is he someone you'd like if Dibbling doesn't work out? You like the look of him?
I like the look of Bendo. I think the money's extortionate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
They said 25 million now, haven't he? He's only got 10 months left.
Get that down to 20 with add-ons.
Saying that's what they said.
I like Bendo. I think any winger who's got patience can use both feet straight away. You've got to have a little look.
It's a massive bloody upgrade on what we've got.
I think you've got to look at that,
isn't it? If you can use both feet and play in our wing. Bootle Blue says, afternoon guys, it doesn't look like we're going to have a right winger in before we start the season. It's really disappointing and not good enough, really. I know we've tried, but not hard enough, with a question mark. I don't know, mate. It's with the negotiators, isn't it? It seems like they're casting the net, but I don't know. It's who knows? I don't know what Everton can afford and what they can't afford, but I think what more likely is they've got a value on players and they won't go above it. So, Mendoza, the Maple Leaf Toffee, says, if we're willing to pay 40 million for Dibbling, why are we walking away from Fatabu at 10 million less? Are they concerned about his ACL history? I wouldn't pay 30 million for him, even though I like him.
Nowhere near good enough.
And he has had the ACL. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? 30 million quid. 20 million, maybe that's a risk worth taking, but 30 seems a bit steep. Chris Burns says, hey lads, hope you're both well. Honestly, some of the negativity over this transfer window from some fans absolutely burns my head. People saying utter nonsense like Everton have no leverage in the transfer window. We've just moved into a new stadium. We've signed 6 players, including a treble-winning player on loan. We've been identifying the right targets. The future, to me, looks very bright. Even other football channels I watch think we're doing really good business. Do you think there is a little bit of a feeling that whatever we do isn't enough for some people?
We haven't got a right midfielder.
No, but I'm just asking.
It won't be enough till we get we get a right winger. It just won't. It just won't. Because we have the memories. Other people who don't follow Everton will not maybe look at that and think they don't know our struggles.
They don't know.
They don't know. They weren't there.
They haven't seen what we've seen, you know.
So it's just a case of getting that right midfielder.
Everton Vikings says this right winger thing is actually starting to infuriate me. You can't go and spend massive money on a Grealish loan. Let's not pretend it isn't expensive. And then clutch your pearls at young talent being costly. If we don't get Dibbling, that's 3 targets we've not been able to secure for whatever reason. Okay. Mark says Arteta, the first manager sacked, followed by Daniel Farke. I think Farke will be, and Andrews first, and then if Mikel isn't doing the business, he'll be gone. Nathan says, super excited to have my nerves ripped to shreds every weekend in the wee hours of the night here in Western Australia. Fair play. How about just looking forward to enjoying it and not having your nerves ripped to shreds. How about them apples, Nath? Ian Lyons says, afternoon, lads and fellow Blues. Am I right in thinking if we get a right winger in by Sunday at 12, he could play at Leeds? No. Has to be 12 tomorrow. Because it's got to be, for some reason, with the Premier League, it has to be a working day. Even though they have games on the other days as well. So it's got to be noon tomorrow, apparently. So, also, can't wait to see our new boys playing Monday. Brilliant stuff from the USA and Jack season review. It's James's, but fair play. Season review was superb. Absolutely buzzing for the new season. Can't wait, lads. Keep the brilliant content coming. Nice one. Ian Jake says sign of right side Everton. Anthony says Baz Roma want to sign Leon Bailey. They do, mate. They do. Barry says, I've despised Phil McNulty since his campaign against Big Joe led to an outcome which set us back years. Despite predicting we'll finish 12th on the BBC website today, he stated we need a right back and a central midfielder, but no mention of a right winger. How can he not see that position we are desperately needing to fill? It's only an opinion. Don't get upset by him. Ranjit says, afternoon Blues. Afternoon Ranjit. Paul says, shout out to our youngest lad Sam for smashing his A-levels with 3 A's today and is now off to Manchester to study economics and international business and finance.
Sounds massively boring.
Over the moon for him, but it does sadly mean that we'll no longer travel to the match together, which we've done since he was 6. Well, congratulations to Sam Robinson. Well done, mate. You've smashed them there.
Probably take over the world.
I hope he does. And he's never told me, so that'll be good. Sasquatch is a Blues. Says, all right, lads, excited for the new season. Working on the dock, seeing our magnificent stadium every night all lit up is a thing of beauty. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this, but for the first time in a long time, I'm genuinely excited. Hearing you guys point out that a lot of those around where we are sort of aiming for Europe have Thursday, Sunday games is making me more confident we could get a top half finish. We'll see. I don't know. I think we've got an opportunity. We've got to get the winger in, like we said, and a few others, and hope we can perform. But we've got better footballers, therefore.
Yeah.
There.
Don't forget, if you want to play fantasy football, the code is there.
It is.
Go if you want to join our league,
go and join it. Ian says, do you think the transfer window should be closed before the start of the season?
Well, we did, didn't we? We championed that when it went. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I just don't know. I don't know just because the way everything is now. Everything feels so drawn out and then squeezed together really quickly. And it's just mad. It's just like, couldn't you just do that the weeks before the season start? Or is football now become has it become such an industry that pre-season has become such a cash grab for a lot of clubs that you are playing in these tournaments like us and you're not getting a true idea of, you're not really, I don't know, there's an expectation, so you're maybe not doing the things you should be doing in pre-season, so therefore the first 2-3 weeks becomes part of your pre-season, therefore you're still looking at your team trying to work out what you need in those first few weeks, so the window has to stay open. I suppose that's the right answer. I think there was always that fear, wasn't there, certainly from us, of get that window shut. We had a player that everyone wanted to buy, so the quicker it got shut, the better. No one could come in for any of our players. No one was going to disturb our team. It was done. That's not the case anymore. So does it really make a difference if we're still buying players 2 or 3 weeks into the season? I don't think it really does. Does it give the clubs like that excuse of like, first day, we haven't got a right winger, there's a couple of weeks left, lads, chill out, don't worry about it. But you've just given up 2 games or 3 games, whatever it is. So it's, yeah, there's a few ways to look at it. I think in an ideal world you would shut it. It does seem a little bit silly that it goes past the first game, but you know,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it?
In the world of football faults, it's not the biggest issue, is it? No, it's definitely not the biggest issue anymore.
Ian, I've no idea why you were placed in a time.
James does.
Yesterday.
James does.
I've no idea.
James does. James done it, and he does.
Oh, okay.
James done it. He knows exactly what you did.
Okay. Do you, James? Was it you done it, Pat?
Oh wait, no, I do. Yeah.
He does.
He was what?
He said something weird to Annabelle, so I just put him in a little timeout.
Oh, okay.
James is the gatekeeper.
There you go. There you go.
Get past James at your peril.
Skirk, I think it is.
Ain't no party like a
Skirk problem. Party, even.
Yeah.
Watson from Florida. Love the USA coverage, fellas. Can't wait to get over there next month for the Villa game and see Hill Dickinson Stadium. So excited. Is right, mate. I wonder if it's all like because of image rights and all that nonsense that everything drags on for weeks and weeks. But then they just all... I mean, they can all do it in 24 hours and 6 hours and 8 hours, can't they, when they need to?
Yeah.
So why take 4 weeks?
I still think deadline day should be held in a hotel.
Yeah.
With
Why
all the teams.
Mate.
And they're all just like swapping players.
I like Hell in
be
the Cell match as well for players.
Elimination chamber.
Jake says Denzel Dumfries supposedly available for 25 million. Mendoza, the Maple Leaf Toffee, says hamstring injury to Branthwaite out for 6 weeks. First home game versus Brighton. No right wingers. The echoes of the start of last season are haunting. But on a more comforting note, at least we have Moyes. Yeah, definitely. Paul Davies says never forgive Villa for killing Ozzy. R.I.P. Brutal Blues laughing at you saying he killed Ozzy. Blue Jay says, in fairness, I think I killed Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, okay.
I literally said that day to my mate in work. I didn't know how he was still alive, and then he died. Luckily, I didn't do anything silly as wish Dom an injury like others yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
Steve Peace says, why does Simon Jordan have some strange thing against us? I'm fully convinced he doesn't watch football. Saying Moyes doesn't like flair play. No, he hasn't got a clue. He has not.
I will counter that is, why do people listen to Simon Jordan?
Why does anyone listen to that station anyway now? Really? Dean says, do you think we could go 5 at the back Monday? I don't, but who knows? Ian says, have you seen Garnaccio's eyebrows? Charlie says, Justin at right back and a new right winger along with left back, centre mid and striker, sell Patterson and McNeil and send Chimity on loan. Okay. Mendoza says, regardless of Garnaccio's talent, no, he's a lunatic. Kev Maloney says, where'd you see us finishing? I have no idea. We haven't finished the transfer window yet. But probably right now, mid-table. Could it get better? Who knows? Yeah, Lou Broadhead going there. Yeah. Ito says, do you think we'll move to Kubo? He's told the club he wants to leave. I hope so, but I don't know whether we will. They still want a lot of money though, don't they? Neil says, just been reading that Beto's been told to find a new club. I'd sell him and bring Mitrovic in. Oh God, I wouldn't. Jeez.
We were linked with the lad from Juve yesterday, saying that we put a massive offer in for him,
and he said no.
He said no because he wants to.
David Eo says the club are trying to run before they can walk with the stadium stuff. How far they go to take stuff off you before you go in? Are Mars bars getting taken off you? Probably.
I mean, just in defence of the club, the shop is. We saw that. Did you see it in Whole Foods? Did you see the Amazon shop in Whole Foods?
I think so, yeah.
So there was an Amazon shop to the left when you walked in, and it was exactly the same. Exactly the same principle. Your card gets scanned when you go in, and you walk. It has one person in there. And you pick something up and you walk out. It's fucking shit. Let's be honest, because it's costing people their jobs. But it's automated. We have very little sort of. We don't use them. We haven't got many. It's probably some in London. So I wouldn't have a go at the club for doing that. I just think you need to educate people and so they understand what the thing is. We're all used now to going, we did it in the States when we went on the metro, didn't we? We just got our phone and we put it on the thing and we walked through and we got off. We're so used to just tapping now everywhere and the feel come out. You know, if you go on the underground in London, you'll use the tube and at the end of the day, you'll get a thing at the end of the day telling you how much you've spent.
Yeah.
You know, we're all used to that
Capped
now.
though, isn't it? But
Yeah, it's capped. It's capped at like 15 quid, isn't it? So we're all used to that now. But if people, you know, I've heard this before, people saying I've had 20 quid taken off me. Now, if anyone could tell us, please, if you've had 20 quid taken off you, but is it being sorted by now? Is the 20 quid like a holding payment? Is there being a final fee? That's what we have. It's all right coming up with the horror stories of how terrible it is. But if you've had the money taken off you properly and it's all been sorted, then please let us know. Because we can't really sit here giving out horror stories if they're not necessarily true. But it would be helpful if the club did do some little videos just to educate people on. And you know what? We'd happily go down to the stadium and do them on the drinks machines, on the shop, on whatever it is that's automated. Because we did it for the club a few years ago when they first got the cards. We went down and created a video for us, but on behalf of Everton, to show you how you got in with your card. And it really helped. It helped the section of fans that might not be listening to the club's media or whatever. You know, because sometimes those two things don't cross over. People who watch us might never look at the official site. Some people look at the official site, might never look at us. So there's no reason why they couldn't come up with just a quick video of showing you how something happens and what happens. So
last few, Johnny says, catching up after a visit to the stadium at the weekend, they got things wrong, but one thing they got right was the stadium itself. Everything else can be fixed. Make sure people feed back through the survey and directly. As for transfers, disappointing not signing more, but we've struggled like many other clubs. Yeah. TC Lid 88 says, I'd love Thomas Frank as our next manager after Big Dave. I think that ship's gone now, because he'll either do well at Spurs or be sacked. Either way, he ain't coming here, I don't think.
Okay, so Neb said, I haven't had my £20 back after buying 1 pint. Not even an email to acknowledge to me that there was an issue or advise why £20 was taken. Well, first of all, get in touch with the
Absolutely,
Everton. Get in touch with Everton Advisory Board. Don't let that sit. Don't let them take 20 quid for buying a pint, and find out what's gone on there, because there'll be lots of people over the weekend who will have had £20 taken out. Don't sit and let that.
I don't think he will.
No, I've seen a few people say they've had £20 taken.
No, what I mean is, surely they won't just allow.
No, I'm saying, but you need to get in touch with them to say, I've had £20 taken, because it's not, I don't care what anyone says, this is not moaning, and certainly if you've had 20 quid taken out of your account, this definitely not moaning. Everton need to sort these teething problems out, and the only way it's going to happen is if everybody says what an issue is. If you have had £20 taken out, you need to tell them and go through the process of what you did. You walked in, you picked up a drink, and you walked out. That's not 20 quid. So this needs to be sorted, because these shops, if they work properly, are sound. No issue whatsoever. Dead convenient, but they have to work.
Bappy says, afternoon lads, still waiting to find out what's happening with 5 separate charges from the Amazon style shop. It's really putting me off spending any money inside the ground. Luckily I'm okay with bills, but there will be people who are needing that money to do the weekly shop. Sort this out, Everton. Charlie thinks we might get a loan for Basuma. I'm not saying the end bit. Kevin Maloney says, just paid 25 million for Doak. It's peanuts in comparison. Martin says, Romano reporting Gocha. Yeah, he's only confirming that deal's been, there's not news that really, the deal's been in place for weeks and weeks.
What is it? Is he hit an age and that's what we've got him?
16, they were just finalising the payment between Everton and Charlton, but it was reported back in. When did we before the end of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Way before the
and then we've done it about 3 times this summer on the new. But Paddy done a piece the other week when the scholars were in saying just Dodds was there, if you remember, when them pitches were taken, and he said Ruben Gocha, it's to just find.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was because they were waiting until he could hit 16 or something.
No, I don't think so. But yeah.
John, it might have worked fine for you, mate, but it hasn't worked fine for
there's
loads of people. Again, we can't have this thing of, well, I'm all right. Lots of people have been charged with £20 and haven't had their money back. So we can't have this thing of, I was fine. So it's all. So what are you moaning about? I've seen that over the weekend. I had a good time, good, or it worked fine for me, great. But it didn't work fine for everybody, and it has to work fine for everybody. That's the point of it. We have to have a thing. Someone said about a petrol pump. You're absolutely right. When you go to a petrol pump, it puts £100 hold on your fuel, but it never takes the £100 off you. It takes it the £40 or the £20, whatever you put in. James with his fiver, whatever it takes.
37.
At that moment. So it's it probably will have worked fine for everyone, but not every single person. And we've got to make sure, and this is the number one thing, we've got to make sure that as a fan we have nothing to complain about. Teething problems need to be dealt with right now.
Mark says, I had it sorted 3 days later. It was charged by Pendigo Events. They're owned by Birmingham's NEC.
Okay.
But the labels on the transaction were non-existent.
Okay. It's good to know.
Yeah. John's saying you asked for comments, balancing the views. That's what he was saying.
But this is not about balancing the view. We don't need a balanced view on this, do we? Because the people that have had money taken off them, so there's no real balanced view. Your balanced view doesn't get their money back for them.
No, but I think he's saying, I think all he's saying is, it didn't do that to everybody.
Yeah, I know it didn't. I know it didn't. But it shouldn't be doing it to anybody.
No, it shouldn't be doing it to anybody.
That's what we're saying. We're trying to get to the bottom of why it did it and how can we improve it. We know it didn't do it for everyone because there would have been an absolute uproar. Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, no, these are things the club can sort out, of course, and then we all have a much better time. I still think taking water off people is atrocious. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna. The club can try to explain it to me in a way that they think that's justified.
Water,
I
not
think
a chance.
That's atrocious, taking water off people. You know, if you're charging 10 pence for a bottle of water inside the ground, okay, fair enough.
They should have,
but you're not. Or they should have refillable things.
Inside our ground, every ground should have water refills where you can take your own bottle inside and refill it. Or when you're in there, buy an Everton bottle that you can take into the ground. In fact, Everton just started selling water bottles.
So you should be able to.
Be able to go in with that bottle.
Fair enough. If you want to say you can't bring bottles of whatever, but you can't bring bottles of Coke in or whatever. Fair enough. But water, it should be. Anyone should be allowed to take water in, and there should be refillable things. Yeah. There should be
in every single ground, especially in the Especially if you're having summer events on.
Well, it should be anyway.
Dangerous, isn't it?
Should be anyway.
We saw basically when we were away, where it was for this event you can take your own water in, but it was a minimum of obviously a 500 milliliter. I was like, well, you fucking should. It's about 1 million degrees.
It's not like a big thing. Was it? There was the MetLife on it.
Was it? Yeah. It was somewhere.
But I know I've been to things in America before, and they wouldn't let me bring water.
Wembley. To be fair, Wembley. When I went to see Dua Lipa, Wembley. I mean, the queues for it was nuts. They needed more, but at least they were offering a service of you can get water because it was ridiculously hot.
I remember going to Orlando City years ago, and we queued up. It was roasting. We queued up, and we had water bottles with us to take in, and they made us swig it and throw it away like it's the airport. From a business point of view, I fully get
water. No. From a business point of view, next is you won't be able to take a watch in unless it's a Christopher Ward, which is fair enough. Which is not a problem. But water is a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Walking in with a full chippy or a full McDonald's, I fully get. I do get from a business point of view. I fully get that.
Even your Cokes and your Pet, all right, fair enough. Fine.
But actually, though, if you think about it, Baz, right? Once you walk through the wall, anything you buy in the wall, you should be able to take.
You might be able to take that in, or can't you?
Oh, I don't know.
People said they couldn't get in the wall.
Oh, okay. Fair play. Because that's like the airport, isn't it? You once you get through the security, you can get.
Yeah, that's because when you go into Smith, it's £9.34 for just something that was 83 pence.
Half a crumb.
Liam says, "What's your feeling on the Dibbling deal? Do you think it'll still happen? Don't you?" Or,
I do. I
honestly don't know.
Me and James think I'm bringing James in here. James, you think it's going to happen, don't you?
Yeah, just nothing else has really came out where it seems strong.
I think he's gonna make it happen personally.
He's meant to be back in training tonight, the first team, isn't he, with Southampton?
They're playing Ipswich.
I
They
seen a new subscriber, Dibbo123.
Fair enough.
Apparently, like,
and he said,
the reason why he stopped saying them was because he didn't want to miss the 1 o'clock live.
No, that was it. Why would you?
Seen James's documentary and was like, I want a bit of that.
I'm having it.
Want a bit of that.
I mean, I can get the month membership for less than a Costa or a Starbucks. So I'm doing
very
it.
much less than anything inside Everton's ground.
Everything.
A bottle of water.
Yeah. It's probably £4 for all I know. Paul Davies says Newcastle have agreed £38 million deal for Jacob Ramsey.
Fabrizio, just here we go.
There you go. And he's tapped it in, and someone must have released it then, and he's just tapped it in. Simone says, my dad and son used it, both had £20 taken out twice, so they took £40 from both accounts. They were both refunded the unspent money within a few hours.
That's good. Well, that's good.
But I don't think everyone was, hence why people are upset over it. But that's good. It's good to hear both things, but obviously for some people that wasn't the case, and therefore that has to be sorted out so that nobody gets charged that, because it just because, I'm not talking about you in general, but just because you, as in it could be anybody, might be okay and have enough money or whatever, and you can, none of us should be getting it done anyway, you know, doesn't mean that's the situation for everybody.
Sent you in there. Right, if anyone wants, right, I'm only going to do this once, but if anyone wants to go from the Winslow to the ground for the Brighton game, there's a link in the comments. So James is going to put that in now. Getting the pub, having a bevy, getting the bus down, bringing them back, supporting, obviously, the Winslow, which has obviously been part of Everton's history for since ever. So
it feels like ever, doesn't it?
If you still want to support it, and you're a little bit worried about your match day routine, and you're not sure how to get down there, and you want to cut all the complications out, the Winslow are running a bus. You've got to register for it. James is putting it in the comments right now. It's in there right now. If you feel more comfortable doing that and supporting a pub like the Winslow, and then there it is.
The David Eo says, why change what was okay at Goodison now like it's some sort of super event instead of just going a match? £6.50 for a donut.
Mate, you will not get any arguments out of us. The pricing is a joke. That's how we feel. £6.50 for a donut. That's like, you don't have to say anything else, do you? £6. You can go to like an artisan bakery in Liverpool now, and there's some amazing ones, like utter amazing ones, and you're not paying anywhere near £6.50 for anything that they sell, because the place would be shut down quicker than you can walk down Lark Lane. That's all I'm saying. So
wasn't there well, John you mentioned that donut company the other day, and he put
Tim Hortons.
Them one, yeah. He put things in like the most expensive ones, like £3.10 or something. Yeah. It's like, that's like a donut thing. £6.50. Come on.
But it's £6.50 for a donut. It's a donut. It's a donut.
It's a donut. Because you've put a blue thing, Everton badge on it, in blue. Oh,
like, it's a donut. Like, and that's like, when we're talking about this stuff, no one's going to ever be able to change my mind on any of this stuff, because, and I'll tell you why. Because even if I bought food in the ground, I have got nowhere to go and stand and eat it. Like, I have got...
No, but I'll tell you what's mad is, and you'll get people like 1878 EFC, just don't buy the donut then. To be honest, mate, that's the worst reply I think I've heard. And I've said the same, well, just don't buy it then. But that isn't really the answer, is it? If we're talking about getting to a level where we're all, the club's making more. Don't forget, all of our season tickets have flew up ridiculously, right? In the last couple of years. They went up. And it was the club's fault, right? Don't get me wrong. But they used to go up a tenner. And they went up my season ticket went up about, I don't know, 300 quid in 2 seasons or something, or whatever it was. Now
started preparedness,
right? Which is okay. I've accepted it. People are right. If you don't moan about it, if you want to go right, okay, I've accepted it. You don't need to do everything else. Nudge it up. I've said this lots of times. I want the club to get better players, so I accept prices have to go up. But when you're getting hit from every angle, and I'll just repeat this and then I won't say it again about the donuts, right? When it come out, the test event, that the blue donut thing was there and it was £3.50, people went off their tits. People were fuming, angry and all of that. And you kept getting the same message back, right? It's only a test event, they're just testing it, it'll be different. So when that happens and everyone kicks off at £3.50, why are some people saying it's acceptable for it to be £6.50? And when the club were pricing it, how did they decide, or not, maybe not even the club, Aramark, whoever it is, they've been criticised for a price, so they go, we've been criticised for that £3.50, so let's make it £6.50, almost double. Like, we can't as a fan base go, that's all right then. You're right, Shelley, £2.95 or £2.90, whatever it was for a Pepsi. I could go to Co-op and all right, it might be slightly cheaper or whatever, but I expect, I'm not complaining about that. That was all right, the coffees and that and tea. Yeah. I accept all that. If the donut was £4, I'd have been like £4. But it's not £6.50, is it? They're like the chicken and that should be about £7 or £8. Then that's still probably for what you get too much. But you go, well, I'm not, and
I've said loads.
But I can go and get it, of course.
I've said loads of times. I've said loads of times. I want it. If I'm gonna eat something, I want to eat it in the ground. I want to give me money to Everton, but it has to be at a price where you go, we're all, this is good. No, and I'm not saying it has to be like dirt cheap, but it has to be a thing where you go, I understand I'm going to pay a couple of quid more. But also, though, if I look into my, if I get chicken and chips and I look in and I see 3 little chicken tenders and a few chips, then I'm going to be like, well, not only am I paying more, I'm getting less. So there has to be a balance. Of course, there has to be a balance.
Eventually, people will just eat and drink elsewhere. And that's just the way it'll be. And so I'm one for nudge it up and sell a ton lot more, because I think you get a better return in that, or a similar return, and people don't feel like you're squeezing every penny. But we'll see. We'll see, won't we? Because Carlino says, lads, at the risk of being timed out, we all wanted a new stadium and we all want the club on a strong financial footing. So this is the cost of doing it.
£6.50 donuts is not the cost of wanting the six. It's not. People have said this before. It's been basically proved in other countries. This kind of stuff doesn't get you up anywhere.
No.
It really doesn't. It doesn't get you anywhere. Just doesn't.
What they could have done, and here's a wacky idea, made the capacity a lot bigger.
Whack away.
Made the capacity a lot bigger. Dead easy. Because they said it could be done. So they should have put more, not dead easy, obviously, but they could have squeezed. Instead of putting bigger seats, they could have made the seats a little bit smaller, got more seats in it, they could have put more. There was options to do it. But we are where we are. But what we're saying is, just not bring them prices down. Not saying they should be giving everything away at £1.
No.
Of course I'm not. But bring it down and also have some tiered options. So the lad before, he was saying, I'm taking me kids, there's, and it's costing me so much money, I'm not going to be able to get them snacks. Give them some cheap options where it is still, where you can do it.
It is still football. It is still the working man's game. It is still the next generation of people coming to the game. It is still about taking your kids to the game and not feel like you've been absolutely ripped off, because kids are if any kid goes to the match and sees that donut, they're going to want the donut. Well, if you've got 3 kids, that's £20 for 3 donuts. Now, people
get 4 for £1.
People out there can go, oh well, that's the blah blah blah. No, it's not. If you've got 3 kids and they all want a donut, and you're gonna buy them a donut, and that's 20. That is that £20 you've just walked in the shop and gone out of. So I think we have to look at this from a sensible point of view and just say we are willing to spend money. Of course we are. We're willing to spend money. It's our football. I've been saying this for years. Offer us stuff and we will buy it. And that's what the Friedkin group is starting to realise, it seems. It's like in the club shop, start to put stuff that we all want. We had chat about that yesterday on Club Call from when Paul called. But you don't need to. We're all going to go and buy a drink or buy water or buy something to eat every game. We will and we will and we will. If we have to do it with like, I'm biting our lip about it, I'll just get a Costco card.
No, but that's it, man. That's what we're saying. We're not. But what we're saying is we want to give. We'd rather give the money to the club, but if it's too high, people will swerve it, won't they? That's it. I'm not listening.
And it won't be. It will be through purely one thing: economics. It will be through economics. It will be simply because I can't afford to buy that thing.
People are saying, and I get this. We shouldn't have been on this long, so we're going to finish now. But we are in Liverpool. We're in the north of England, not London. Prices. But not just that is
free the donuts. That's what I say.
No, well, people will make the decision, but we're not. We're gonna go there as season ticket holders every other week. It's not an event to us. It's a thing that we do. So I've seen someone go, well, they're targeting day trippers or whatever.
Well, no.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, if you're gonna do that, then if you're a season ticket holder, your donut's $3.50, and if you're a day tripper, it's $6.50. It's things like that, so just nudge it. Anyway.
If you were going to smuggle donuts in, where would you hide them?
You couldn't put them in your nuts because I'm mad, you know, you'd have blue ice all over your nuts, wouldn't you? Someone just said Tesco 100 donuts for 20 quid.
Yeah.
Or the Hill Dickinson Stadium, 3
donuts for.
So there you go. There are other options available, and people will vote with the feet stuff. But hopefully, listen, it's a test event, and hopefully the club will, or Aramark, if it isn't the club, I don't know.
I'm not going to get that vision of you smuggling donuts into the ground out my head now.
You said it, I didn't want it. You could put them on your thing and just go off being eaten. You could have them on
It's
your
not a good look, that. I don't eat donuts anymore, anyway.
I don't eat them. I'm being offended on everyone else.
I'm a machine.
I was being offended on everyone else's.
I did eat half a donut in that game.
I would have tried one, but Zach won't get one at $6.50. Not a chance.
Do it nice.
So there you go. £6.50 nice though, James.
Yeah. Not £6.50 nice.
The co-op ones at £4 for a pound or something. Jam donuts to belt.
Yeah, man, that's your mum works in Sayers. That's effectively like walking over to your mum and just slapping it in the face.
I mean, it's not.
It feels like it. It feels like it. Do you ever eat in Greg's?
I mean, not really.
Does your mum kick off on you if you're eating Greg's?
She kicks off if I go to other Sayers.
So, the Sayers?
I went to,
so there's inter-Sayers beef?
Yeah, she'd be on to my Sayers. Like, you know, the one down there, I went to there once and I went home and I told her.
Which one down there?
The one that's by the
One's Cross?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that direction.
All right, he knows.
It's that direction. It's not that direction, is it? It's that direction.
Well, anyway, that one.
Hang on, yeah.
And she was like, you should have came to my shop.
But where's your mum's shop?
Bootle.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
You got hungry and you went to one like 500 yards away or something.
I think it was more the principle that I'm going to.
There's no principle. There's no principle.
Well,
imagine you having to put in your sat-nav that you were going to go to Bootle to buy donuts.
Before I had to go.
That's weird. You would have spent more than £6 on fuel. What is wrong with your mum? No bins now, this. I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted.
Can we go?
Yeah, let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
See you all. Bye.